Hello again, this is Lazouche Custom here. Okay, this is the second part, I believe, in my Wilson Combat KZ9 reassembly video, or rebuild video. As you can see, I've now got most of the frame components now resprayed. They're not brilliant, but they're good enough. It needed desperately doing because all of this black that I'd had to grind off originally, let's just brighten it up a bit, originally in order to get this rounded front to it. Yeah, in order to do that, obviously I made it look like burnished metal, which I didn't want, because the KZ9 or even the KZ45, the KZ series of pistols, they're actually polymer lower framed or dust covered high capacity framed pistols. I haven't actually got a picture of one here, but if you do a Google search you'll see what I mean. So yeah, so all of this is black, but the rear section and the inner frame is actually steel, so they sort of inset it into the polymer lower dust cover and frame, which is what I wanted to do. I've had this gun for a number of years now. It is my original, my very first high capper that I ever bought. I think I covered this in the first video of the series. Of this build, so I wanted to sort of, keep it working, and because it has got a bit of sentimental value. So anyway, I resprayed it, rubbed it all down first, scored it all up with sandpaper, the bits I wanted to spray, masked off all these silver areas, and I've resprayed it. So it was just had an undercoat of metal undercoat, then 2 top coats, light top coats of matte black, then a sealer coat of lacquer, and that was it. And they're all car sprays, so you can buy them at your local DIY or whatever, hardware store, whatever, you can pick them up there. So that was that. So as you can still see, there's a little bit of the undercoat showing there, but that doesn't matter because it's on a rail section which is going to be covered over by the plunger tube, by the other half of the frame, so that doesn't matter. And before you ask why is that still silver, because it's like that on the real steel gun, so underneath the slide lock lever it's silver. So there we are, so that was that. So yes, so all of the components are now resprayed. There's the other half to the frame. This section obviously is silver. It's that's the only problem with having acidic sweat. It does have a tendency to keep burnishing, sort of polished parts. It's a real pain, but there we are. So yeah, so I've sanded this down and resprayed. It doesn't really matter too much about this area because it's going to be covered by obviously the plastic grip. So that's that bit done. Now then, in the first video I mentioned about the fact that I was thinking of replacing the stock grip safety, which I'd custom made to have a small palm bump on it, and I'd polished it up. But the only problem was with this, and with all pot metal parts, is yes, you can polish them up, but once the silver burnish goes off them, no matter how much you try and polish them up, as you can see with this one, it just goes like a dull grey. This video doesn't really do it justice, but if you, well actually I can show you. There's a chrome one and there's a polished pot metal one. As you can see, it's like a grey. It's not actually, it's shiny and it does reflect, but yeah, it's grey. So not the best if you want it to look chrome and match other parts on the gun. So I got a Garda MEU grip safety, which you can use on a high capper. I'll just tell you this, I know I have covered this in other videos, but just in case none of you have ever sort of thought of this before, let's just get a pointer here so I can show you. Grip safeties for MEUs and single stacks have this little notch. Grip safeties for high cappers don't. So if you want to fit a high capper grip safety to a single stack frame, you have to cut in that notch, so be careful of that. However, single stack grip safeties will work on high capper frames, so you're only handicapped if you're going from a high capper frame grip safety and fitting it to a single stack. That's when you have to do a bit of remedial work, but otherwise you don't. At least so I thought. Reason being, see this little piece here, this is what blocks the disconnector, so that your grip safety does 2 safety functions. 1, it blocks the disconnector. 2, it blocks the trigger bow, because the trigger bow is against here until the disconnector goes in, and then the trigger bow clips underneath and allows the sear to work and the disconnector to go up. However, this little box piece here which you can just make out on the video camera, I hope. This little box piece here, when that goes on, it rubs against that, which is a real pain in the backside. So how could I overcome it when, considering the original one didn't have that problem? It worked fine because that little box just sat down in that groove nicely and it worked okay. But as soon as I put this one on, no, it wasn't going to work. The reason is the garter moulding is out. The single stack TM MEU grip safeties work fine. They will fit, no problem at all. But if you want a silver one to fit, or any of the aftermarket garter ones, this is where you're going to hit the problem if you're going to fit them to a high capacity frame or a high kappa frame. So be aware of that. So what did I do? Well, hopefully this camera will focus, and I've just filed down that little back edge there. So now it goes under that little block there. I was going to file the block, but I thought no, because this is the only part that's going to be used on this gun. This frame may be used with other grip safeties in the future, I don't know, I doubt it. So I thought no, sod it, I'll convert this instead. So there you go. When I say the moulding's out, as you can see, at least I hope you can see, if you line those up, that one there, I know this isn't a proper MEU, but the MEU one has got a lot less steep an angle, whereas the garter one, I think the mouldings were out because the angle of that beaver tail is right up in the air, so that's, yeah, totally wrong. But anyway, there we go. Now then, my video camera is playing up at the moment. For some reason this battery says that it's charged, but then it drops down to about 1% of a charge, which it's just done. So if this video stops, I'll have to do another part to carry on, and it will be done with hopefully a better battery. But I'm just experimenting with this battery. If it's no good, it's going to go in the bin. Anyway, okay, cutting to the chase. Right, so that was the other part that I've adapted to fit. So as you can see, I've just ground that section down at the back there, this little notch there, just ground it down to fit a bit better. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it will. Another area with these is is your trigger bow pin on the left hand side of the grip safety. Is this depth here between the underside of this pin and the top side. The depth on the garter one is a lot thicker, so that means you've got to file it down a little bit, otherwise it won't allow the trigger bow to slip underneath it, so you must grind that down. I'm still not sure that I've done this enough because it still looks thicker than this one, but I'm going to go with it as it is. If when I assemble the pistol I have a problem, I know where more than likely it's going to be. So, but as I say, that's another area that needs work on these garter grip safeties, so be aware of that. I can't speak for Nova or any of those, I'm not sure. Hopefully they'll be a lot better moulded because you're paying more money for them, but with these garter ones they are cheap, but there you are, you pay your money, you get your choice, so you do have to do a bit more work to them. So there you are. Right, I think I did explain in the previous video what I'd done to the plastic grip. I've done a bit of pyro into it, or whatever you want to call it, with the old soldering iron, and filed down areas and whatever. I've also filled in where the screws are either side, redone that, rounded the front, although that was already done, and just resprayed it just around that area, but the rest is just plastic polished. So there you go. Another little area that I've done is polished this little piece here, which is what sits into, I believe it goes, hang on, I've got to try and work this out now. There we go, it goes in that way. So it just goes into there. As you can see, there's the pin, so it's got to be polished. So I've done that. The screw head that goes into there, I've polished the screw head on that as well. The magazine catch, the plunger screw head or whatever has been polished, if this thing will focus, which it doesn't want to do. There we go, it's just been polished, so that's been done as well. So everything that's going to be visible that needs to be steel or polished has been polished. It has got, well actually no, it's a standard sear. I thought it was an upgraded one, but it's not. It's actually a standard pot metal sear, and it's what Tokyo Marine originally fitted when they first brought out the high kappa. The reason being is, as I originally stated, this was my original high kappa. Nothing inside had been changed apart from the hammer and exterior fitments such as furniture and stuff. All of the internal parts were the same. as per what was bought when I got the gun. And as you can see, this is a standard pot metal sear. The only thing that's worn slightly is just the very tip of it. Now this has had thousands upon thousands of rounds through it. Also, just the edge there on